what's up guys, how you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome to another episode of The Road to Glory, episode number 120. Damn, that's a lot of episodes of this series so far this year. I sort of let you down in the end of the last episode. I didn't win the tournament, which was definitely what my main operation, my main goal was with this new team of ours. I wanted to win the tourney, to win that blue and white, Champions League looking team of the tournament player, and I said I would have another run in that tourney, and this was on Tuesday, the last day of that set of requirements where you could win the player. I did go off and play another round of that, and that's what the clips that you're going to see today. So this stuff is from late on Tuesday when I managed to play the tournament again, and then we'll get into the next lot of tournaments, I guess, in the future episodes going forward next week. I think you can win like a screen player or something. I'm not too sure. I need to double check on the requirements and stuff. But in this particular first game, it wasn't looking good. We came up against 11 TOTS players. He had a full TOTS team. He gave a penalty away straight away, and I sort of P-rolled it into the net with Harry Kane. So I go 1-0 up within sort of 5 or 6 minutes of the game. That is like the perfect start, especially against a full TOTS squad with Team of the Season Quaresma, Manuel Fernandes, Andre Silva. There's some good players in there. And then I get through with Son here. It doesn't quite work out. Better Call Sol is there to stick that one into the back of the net. He just randomly popped up out of nowhere and managed to double my lead just a few minutes later in this game. Low, driven. I'm pretty sure he is left-footed as well, so that is his strong foot. Harry Kane gets lucky with a bit of a bounce here and then out-muscles the defenders, and even on a 3-star weak foot inside the box, he is super deadly. 27 minutes on the clock and we are 3-0 up in this game. It's looking like we're going to win this one and move on through to the second round. Carrasco has two options, one in Kane, one in Son. Son is the better option here, and he just slots that one past the goalkeeper. I guess this guy was playing like super attacking or something, because his defence was wide open for me to just run on through and score 4 goals in 37 minutes. However, then this happened. Quaresma whips one in, and it goes in. Like, that has never happened to me before. Quaresma literally scored straight from a corner. Look at it. It's got loads of whippage on it. It doesn't hit anyone, and it goes in off the post. So, fair play to my opponent for scoring that goal. That was absolutely amazing, and I've never seen that happen ever before. Harry Kane then goes up the other end and dinks the goalkeeper. Like, reinstate my 4-goal lead, please. Yeah, he started to bring his keeper out at the last second. I felt confident enough to just dink him, and that is a little chip shot, which actually looked really quite good. I like the motion and stuff, how he took it. And then the rest of this game is just me getting past loads of defenders. He faked me with the keeper that time. He started bringing him out, then brought him back, which is why I almost stopped sprinting and just sort of jogged, kept composed, and then on the weak foot of Yannick Carrasco, we were able to stick that one into the back of the net. De Gea then actually has to make a save. Bruma whips it in, and my opponent's centre-back scores a goal, which makes me think he was on all-out attack, because that's the centre-back up in a striker position. That's what happens when you go all-out attack. But it doesn't matter that he scored that one, because Ferreira Carrasco just scores an absolute belter straight down the other end, straight into the back of the net. He's really coming into it now, and I'm starting to really enjoy him and Kane and Son together. Really nice team. I'm loving it so far. And then I would 8-2 be this guy right now as we score our 8th goal to put it to that very famous scoreline of 8-2. I wanted to keep it there so that I could do that pun one more time. But unfortunately, my opponent scores the 3rd, and now I would 8-3 be... It doesn't work. No, it doesn't work. So, yeah, I wasn't able to quite hold on to that one. But we did score 8 goals. We conceded 3. Harry Kane with the hat-trick. Carrasco with 2. They are just one hell of a partnership so far, and I'm loving them, absolutely loving them. So we go on into the second round, and it seems as though everyone's just got some pretty cool players at this stage in the game, right? And this guy is no different. He's got a nice Prem team, nearly a full special card team. Only the goalkeeper, De Gea, who's still 90 rated and overpowered as anything, is his only regular gold item. The rest of them are special. Couple of tots, some player of the month, some one to watch, that sort of thing, and it is that ones to watch in Kante that manages to score the first goal. That sequence of gameplay before he scored that, I tackled the opponent like 3 or 4 times, and every time it just like ghosted through my player and let him have the ball back. So I was very angry actually when I conceded that goal. It didn't take us that long, however, to get back into this one. And Herrera making a lovely run through, and that's a beautiful ball through from, I think that was Better Call Saul, into the back of the net we go with Ander Herrera's first goal for the club. Now Kane then spots Yannick Ferreira Carrasco, and we turn this game around in a couple of minutes. You saw the time on the clock when we scored that first one. It's literally a few FIFA minutes later that we were able to stick a second goal in and literally turn this from a loss to a win at this point in time. Saul then plays through Harry Kane in the second half. He's clinical enough to stick that one into the back of the net. Once he gets past that defender in David Luiz, he sort of runs the wrong way, and Azpilicueta can't quite get there. I was always going to score that one. He's just too clinical in the box. This game's not over though, because on the 84th minute, my opponent sticks one in the back of the net with Son, and we had to sort of ride it out for a few minutes there. He started applying the pressure, and as you can see, the game ends in my box. So he could have possibly had one more chance there, but luckily for me, the ref calls the whistle. And we win 3-2 in the second round of this tournament. So 2 games, 2 wins so far in this particular tournament run. We are through to the semi-final, which is where we went out last time. And then we come up against this. And I'm like, okay, a full legend team with Boateng, Pogba, Bale and Ronaldo. Probably 4 of the best gold items on this game. He's got Vieira and Gullit. So it's Vieira, Gullit and Ronaldo that were the players that I was really sort of nervous about. And this guy loved to hold possession and loved to just waste time back in his defence, holding the ball. I don't really know why. He cracks the bar with Bale there. It comes back down to him. I wasn't able to defend it. I'm not really sure how. And he scores to go 1-0 up. Ronaldo then plays through Gareth Bale again, who spots obviously an open George Weah, who makes it 2-0. You know where this is going. This game's not going well. It looks as though we're going out in the semi-final again. All the clips you're seeing are of my opponent taking shots at me or getting close towards scoring a goal. For some reason, this guy loved to play it across goal, sweat it. I don't know why he didn't just shoot half the time. He could have wrapped this game up. And at half-time, we'd had 36% possession, 0 shots on goal. That's how dominant this guy was. And then in the second half, like running it down to the corner, holding the ball up with George Weah, plays it all the way back to his defence. Yeah, he was just a bit boring, to be honest. Like, yeah, you got a 2-0 lead. But for me, a 2-0 lead is my kryptonite. You know, players always come back from that lead. And 55 minutes on the clock, we score a nice goal with Carrasco there on his weak foot. That's a really solid finish. And we're back into this game. Gullit then plays it into the box. I take Bale out and give a penalty away. And now we're back out of the game. It's just the way it goes. Weah steps up, but I managed to save that penalty and push it out for a corner. And we keep the game at just one goal is in between us now. He's then holding the ball in the corner again with Ronaldo, wasting a bit more time. But Son then plays it to Harry Kane, who sort of gets a bit of space there, plays it back to Herrera, back to Kane, and then he whips one round. That's a nice goal. And in the 83rd minute, I equalise. The temptation to run off, shushing my head off was high, but I decided against it because I knew the level of team that this guy had, and he had scored a couple of goals against me, so I know that there was the potential for him to just run up the other end, score, shush me back, and then win the game. So at the end of the game, he'd still had 64% possession, and I'd only had 2 shots on target, both of them clinical enough to go in the back of the net. Sorry, just had a mini coughing fit. What I was trying to say is that it didn't matter because George Weah runs up the other end, actually takes the shot this time rather than running it into the box and trying to sweat it across. And yeah, he scores a goal, puts my opponent back in the lead. And at half-time in the second half, or to put me into the second half of extra time, we are losing 3-2. And that possession has stayed the same this whole game. It's crazy how much this guy held onto the ball. But I pushed through with Harry Kane and slot that one into the back of the net. I don't know how I got the opportunity, but I took it on his 3-star weak foot, and we were able to slot that ball home and get back into this game once again. My opponent then runs through, Gullit plays it across to George Weah, but a great save from David De Gea. We then decide to counter-attack from this corner. Kane gets past Vieira. He is then in a battle between him, Pogba and Roberto Carlos. Kane pulls away from all of them, scores the goal and runs off celebrating in the 115th minute. And for the first time in this game, we are in the lead against someone that had done a lot of like holding of the ball and wasting a bit of time here and there. And at the end of it, I came out victorious. So not sure how it really happened, but we took that game right to the death, and we were able to come out on top. So now we have to move on into the final, and we come up against this. Now this is a strong looking side. He has got FUTTIES Smalling and Butland. He's got 91 Ramos, 90 Heung-min Son, 90 freaking Hazard, 91 Ousmane Dembele, and then a stat card Martial, which, if that's a +6 all attributes, is basically like a second in form Martial with some crazy stats, or even a tops one, I guess you could say. But we pushed through here, early doors, 8 minutes on the clock. Carrasco just forcing a save out of the goalkeeper. Unfortunately for me, that one didn't quite go in. Casemiro playing some very nice football out to Hazard, who sticks that one in the back of the net. And, well, just like the last game, we go 1-0 down in this one. Casemiro plays it to Son, who completely turns my defence. And just like the last game, we go 2-0 down. Now, it would be nice, wouldn't it, if we could come back like the last game, get it to 2-2, maybe do something from there. And at half-time, this game wasn't completely out of reach. You know, Smalling pushes it through to Heung-min Son here. He takes the shot, but it hits the bar. And unfortunately for me, we don't quite get the goal in that particular time. I do, however, win a free kick, give it to Carrasco, and hit a long shot once again. And this time, it sinks into that top corner. And we score yet another beautiful free kick with Yannick Ferreira Carrasco. That's another absolute stunner of a goal. He seems to me like he actually can take free kicks. I can actually take free kicks when I'm using him. So that's positive. And then just look at that absolute sheer brilliance from the man there to stick it into the back of the net. He ran through like Leo Messi in that situation. Defenders couldn't get near him, and he slotted it home. And we have done what we did in that previous game and go to 2-2. And then we've done what we did in the previous game again, and we've gone to 3-2. And then a couple of minutes later, he just paused and quit. I'm not sure why, but I'm buzzing that we've just won the daily knockout tournament until I realise that actually I wasn't winning. And because I wasn't winning and he's just paused and quit, absolutely no idea why. I guess he was trying to give me the win, but didn't realise that I had to be winning to actually receive the win. We have to play the final again. So I have to waste another squad fitness and another tense game and play yet again because we didn't win that time. So we play our 5th game of the episode and our 5th game of this tournament, of a 4-game tournament, against this guy. Another team of the season, Ousmane Dembele. Another Hazard, another Martial. He's got both Marquinhos and Sigurdsson, so I know he's won some tournaments. So that obviously tells you that this guy's at a certain level as well. However, I've won those tournaments as well, so maybe I'm at that level too. The first few attempts in this game were definitely in my opponent's favour. He was the one taking the shots. He was also called Road to Glory, so fair play if this is another YouTuber or something, or just someone that is doing a Road to Glory, not spending any money. You've done quite well. You've got a very nice squad there, so fair play to you, basically. I miss a great opportunity with Harry Kane, and then it blocks. It comes down to Sol. He takes the shot, flies it over the bar. Like, at half-time, my opponent had pretty much outdone me on attempts, but I was still hanging in there. Now, Carrasco picks the ball up, plays it to Kane, he gets it back to him, and the LT-RT dribbling of dreams does the defender, and we are able to low-driven that one past the goalkeeper to go 1-0 up 4 minutes into the second half. Look at the changes of direction, his agility, his balance, his pace, all of that stuff was superb right there, and puts me 1-0 up. Harry Kane then just about stays onside, drills it into the back of the net, and we do go 2-0 up in this game. And I decide to give it a quick pause, test the waters. Is he going to quit? And he instantly quits in the final. And yes, we are the winners of the daily knockout tournament at my 2nd time of asking. We get that all-important 1,000 coins and, of course, the team of the tournament's player, which I can now open the pack and show you who we get. I don't get a walkout. Damn it. I get someone who is French, left back, Sidibe, 83 rated. All of that hype, all of that tension for those 5 games and I get that. Which definitely sucks. Like in my head, I was getting Messi or Dybala or someone crazy like that. And eventually what we get is someone that sells for 16,500 coins. Which, to be fair, we've just played 5 games in a tournament and won 16,500 coins. That's better than winning Division 1. So yeah, we've done all right there. You know, I can buy 16 fitness cards for that, and it keeps me going in the road to glory for a bit longer. So unfortunately, the player that we got wasn't quite the dream that we wanted. But as you can see, Carrasco on 13 games, 13 goals and a whole bunch of assists. Harry Kane on a mad positive goals to game ratio with tons of assists as well. The guy's a god. The whole team is working very well for me right now. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to stick with this one for a little while, unless of course I have a mad 5 minutes and decide to change things up again. I don't know. But hit that thumbs up button on today's video, guys, if you're feeling generous. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here. Have a good one, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.